everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Connie with Prairie Paper Crafts, coming on today to share with you a card. I had made this previously, made two of them, and I never got the second one together. So I'm going to do the paper piece first, and then I'll show you how I do an easel card. I know I've had requests on that, so I'll go ahead and get you going on that. But just want to let you know, this is the pumpkin gnome from Kadoodle Designs. And this is the girl file. And so I'm just going to jump in here. I have done a little bit of embossing on the hair and the top of, the top of the pumpkin piece. And I know this is fairly close up, but thought maybe you could see it better. My hair pieces, just the side pieces, when I was cutting them, I did label which side was which because they're very similar, and yet they're difficult to get together. I'm going to have to put I know the first one I did, I had a struggle getting this right, so and then when you emboss it, sometimes it takes up a little bit of the shrinks the paper up a little bit, so excuse my reach and for bumping the tripod a little bit. Kind of shaky today. I did a video earlier this morning of some wonderful gifts I've received. So if you're wondering, it didn't turn out at all. So I'm going to redo it, hopefully tomorrow. Whoops. Okay, here's a good example. The pumpkin has a larger piece, and then this that goes out, and then the smaller indentation. That little indentation goes toward the top. And I remember when I did this first one, I had a little bit of a struggle, so getting all the pieces in the right order. So I'm going to be maybe a little bit slower doing this. I have the picture in front of me over to my right on the computer, but I'm going to get this one right this time. So then I'm putting the pumpkin piece next. So I've got the hair on. What I'm going to do next is the face. I'm looking at this here. Actually, no. I'm going to wait a minute. I'm going to back up. I apologize. See, this is where I'm kind of, like I said, I was struggling before too. I have to look at this a moment. I'm going to just lay these in place just to make sure I kind of, before we do the face, we're going to do the top piece of the pumpkin only. Then we'll figure out where the collar goes from there. So match that up at the bottom. And I'm going to lay just the head. You can see you've got the little indentions. That's what I did wrong. Gotta take this off. I knew there was something. I'll show you in a moment here. I'm gonna get this off before the glue gets really good and dry. Okay. So on this piece, way up at the top, there's the little curve, and then there's one at the bottom. This bottom piece is the ear. It's not part of the hair. I know I had problems getting it, like I said, right the first time, and I think I ended up just cutting the back off, the back piece. So let me see if I can do this. Oops, don't mean to keep swirling it around. See if I can get a little bit of this off so it's a little bit flatter. There. So we're going to take this top piece and match it up with the first, we'll say first little bump. And there, it all matches up really wonderful. I might have to come back and cut that little piece out. Anyway, so now you know. Okay, then the head piece, I'm not gluing it on yet, don't get me wrong, but I want to show you there's, if you look at it, the ears are going to go to the lower part. So if you look this way, the ears are at the top, you want them at the bottom. But I want to lay it on there to give me an idea of where I want my collar piece, because that's actually going to go under that head. Yeah, so I was thinking there's another way to do this, but I'm not going to do it that way. You could sandwich these between the two head pieces, but don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to leave that there a minute so I can kind of figure out. A little bit too much glue there. Where I want this, and I'm putting it at a little bit of a curve. They're going to meet up in the middle here. Excuse my hand. So I'm just kind of trying to get so they meet together. Now I'm going to move this. And no, I have not gotten a new tweezers yet. If you watched my previous ones, I'm not going to have my pieces meet in the middle. I'm doing mine just a smidgen different. Have them. The other one I did. Completely up to you how you want to do it. But I'm going to have mine apart a little bit. And I don't like that. Let's see if we can. No, they're stuck down, so we'll leave it. Can always put a little bow or something if I might do that on her too. Little brown baker's twine bow. Okay, now we match up the two ears for those little bumps at the bottom. Much better. And then we're going to put the next face piece on. I do not know what's all over that. Right there I am. Had it in a bag, but I've been doing all kinds of stuff lately, and who knows. It's all going to get covered up, so. Okay. Put her nose and kind of watch, because the nose is very similar to the hand. So let's give you an idea. I'm going to just lay that on a minute. I want to see where her hair, where I want it in conjunction with her hair. Hat piece. So her hair's got to come down a little bit. I'm going to wait with the nose. I kind of want to see where I want once I get everything on. This piece is still not, for some reason, right. Should have went one more up. So I'm going to cut that little piece out. And this is part of the reason I don't very often work with shadows anymore. The background, I call that the shadow piece, just from when I use Cricut pieces. I don't always have the best of luck, so. And I thought I labeled them right, but who knows? I might have forgot and did it after I inked it. But now you know how you can fix it, if you didn't already know that. And the other thing is, sometimes the programs don't always line things up exactly. If you've ever noticed that, if you work with that shadow or that background piece, they don't always match up exactly, especially if you do not ungroup things before you cut. You will notice that happening a lot. So, just an idea there. And that, yep, her other paw, I've been working with the animals too much lately. Her other hand will go on here. Sorry, I do not still have a picture of the finished card. I believe it's on my Facebook page, probably. I didn't go back and get it, so. And I just put that on there. And I'm sorry, but I still see a little bit of the shadow back there, so I'm going to get that cut away. Okay, now we're going to work on the piece over here. And, yep, this is going to go on first. I don't know if you've ever noticed the smaller pieces are. I'm having a rough day today with paper piecing. I don't know. But the smaller pieces are, the smaller that you make the design, the pieces are going to be, sometimes you'll think they're in a different spot, or it's harder to get. What am I trying to say? It's harder to get the pieces in the right spot sometimes because it doesn't always follow through exactly the way the computer has it. So I noticed that when I started making my pieces quite small, that yeah, they don't always follow through exactly like they look like they should on the computer. So, or when you don't look at your picture. So. Okay, got that fixed. Little things that that bug me, I have to fix them. I'm going to put this on next. This could have went on before the pumpkin top, but it's all going to get covered up, so it's all good. And sometimes it lays better for me when I do it this way. So if you're wondering what in the heck did I do, you know. Nice thing about gnomes, there are no eyes to worry about. Sometimes that can be a big benefit. I want to do the boy one. I want to do these for Thanksgiving cards. I have some note cards. I want to see I think they're 4 inches wide by 5.5 inches. So, or 4 by 5.5 is what they are. My sister got them for me, she didn't want them. They make great size cards, they're quick, but they're a lot of fun to do, and these will be perfect size for that. So I'll be using these for Thanksgiving cards. I'm going to put the lid on my glue, and just do a little bit of detailing here. Don't know why my tripod seems to be so shaky today. About as shaky as I am, I think. I have one gel pen that would be the one. Doesn't work as well as the others till I get it going. If you wanted, you could come in with colored pencils that do a lot of shading. I'm not going to do all that. I'm just, sometimes I do, but not today. And I had my mind somewhere and it just went away what I was going to do. Well, when I figure it out, I will come back and do it. Been having a struggle concentrating lately. I don't know what's going on. You can see I need a new eye shadow applicator here. Okay, so very simple little piece. I know what I was going to do. Do her cheeks just a little bit. I don't have a lot of chalk on there, but it's enough. Okay, let me get this mess out of the way. So that's that piece. Set that aside for a little bit. And excuse my reach, I have my Easel Card. You guys are going to laugh at this. This is actually from my scrap check. It's an SVG file. Yeah, my scrap check. You get this and you get a scalloped one. You get the base card. It does the scoring at the middle, does the scoring here. So it sits like this. You get this piece, put in here. You get, again, excuse me, get the top piece. It's going to go here. You get the layers. So what I did for mine today, I didn't use all of the layers because I'm using, I used some dies and then I put them through an embossing folder. So that's why I didn't use the layers I normally would. Okay, but they all come together. This, you can resize it any size that you want. I have tried to make, I can make square easel cards, but anything with skirts, scallops, and circles, I do this. I've done ovals with dies, and I can show you a video on that sometime. This is just the easiest way for me to do it, so I just thought I would share. And then it even comes with the little piece that you can pop up on foam tape for a greeting. I just made mine separate, so thought I would share all that with you. But I'm going to go ahead and put this together if you want to stay and watch. Not, I want to thank you all for joining me today. Trying to get some videos done, and I have a couple things I want to be doing, a couple giveaways, so I'm going to try to get those out this week. So far, it shouldn't be too busy of a week, and I say that and something will come up. Never fails. Get this. I can't hang on to things again. It's really bad, so I apologize. The only thing when you do this, if you do anything with embossing or have a patterned design on your paper, just want to caution you to make sure you get your design on fairly straight. So, and you only put glue on this bottom half. I'll show you in a minute here. So this is the outside of it, and you got it. You only put glue on the bottom half. And I'm going to kind of line this up here. I'm just lining my score mark best I can along both sides here, so it's kind of straight. And then I will put this on, and if this is a little bit crooked, I'm okay with that as far as the embossed design. And I got this layer in, and I'm going to pop this layer in. Again, this is also, these are cut with nestability dies. The circle, scalloped circle. Okay, now I'm going to leave this piece out a minute because I'm going to show you how I do this. And this card, I forgot to mention, it measures, let me take a look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4¼ inches wide. I went for 4, but yeah, I couldn't get it exact. So now I have a bunch of pieces that I'm going to be putting on. I'm going to try to get a video done on how I do my flowers. I had some questions on that. Very simple. That pin and I'm going to swallow it one of these days. Not too long ago, I forgot it was in my mouth and I was trying to cough. And I thought, oh, that's probably not a good idea. I take after my father. He always had, as long as I can remember, he always had nails in his mouth. It was crazy. This is a dye, and I do not know where I got it. I've had it for quite some time, so can't help you there at all. My flowers, these are all from the flowers, not the extra pieces, but the flowers are from, what do I want to say, Really Reasonable Ribbon. Oh, I gotta get the other glue out. I forgot I had this glue. Get the lid. And I'm putting flowers on. I use a Fabri-Tac glue. And the other one is empty, or as much as empty, and I hope, I'm hoping I can get the lid off so I can make sure okay, yeah, I wanted to make sure this had been opened at some point or used, or there. Just about glued shut there. This just has a lot stronger bond than some of the others. So, okay, I gotta figure out placement here of a few things before I go on. And I've got this. Now this is just, might have been from an AliExpress purchase one time. This I'll put on last because I never get it straight. The flowers don't have to be exactly straight. This also is a purchase from AliExpress. And again, I'm not sure where everything is going, so just kind of pop things on a little bit first before I figure it out. I have no rhyme or reason to putting flowers on, and this will more than likely have to go on a in a box for a card, and it's just, well, I shouldn't say just, it is for my mother, so it's not going in the mail. Okay, good with all of that. So first put this down. If you have hot glue, this is a great place to use it. Okay, I'm not familiar with this glue, but appears to be it needs a hole poked in the top of it to get it started. This is fabric fix, but it's still beacon, so, and it's a permanent adhesive, so go ahead and see if I can get it going. Apologize, I didn't know that it, I don't know if I have to cut the top off or what. Nope, it's good. Very similar to a hot glue type adhesive by the time you get it on. Takes a little bit to get a hold, and then it's down. So it's nice. And then what I do is lift this up and put a little bit of glue on the paper and hold it down for a minute, and it'll all stick. Just takes a little bit to hold it. Oh, it's such a beautiful fall day outside. The sun is shining and no snow yet. It was very chilly. I was out last night for a little bit, and it was quite chilly by the time I got home. Just hoping it doesn't snow for a while yet. Definitely do without that. I might have to come back and hold that piece down again. It will stick eventually. I did this last night with some, and it just takes a little bit to hold it there. It's not quite of as a fast drying glue as some of them, so. Sometimes I will even put like the art glitter glue or my regular beacon on it just to give it a hold, quick hold, and then it'll use this and it'll dry. So I've done that too. Okay, have my bow. This is some, I can't remember the name of it. It's a burlap type twine or something. It's also from Really Reasonable Ribbon. The end's a little bit too long. I really like this. It's real fine, but yet it's got a lot of texture. So I'm just going to pop that in down here. And use my tweezers to get it in tight under there. And now you know why my tweezers is, and it gets used for more than what it actually is intended for. And I missed one flower, so let's see where we want to pop that. Get some glue here. I want to get covered up, so I think we're going to pop it back, yeah, over here. I love adding flowers to cards, but if you're mailing them, it takes a lot more postage, so keep that in mind. Then I have some little green leaves, also from, oops, wrong side, excuse me, from Really Reasonable Ribbon. This Fabrifix is just as nice as the Fabri-Tac if you've used that, so if you are wondering. And I've got it up at a little bit of an angle. That's why I leave a little bit of a wire stem on. I don't know what I was cutting. Something metal or like wire or something. And I had another one of my little sewing thread snips. Yeah, probably not the best thing to cut wire, right? But it was handy. Yeah, it just busted it. It was just bad. This is a little bit heavier duty, so, and I do have a wire cutters. I just don't use it. Okay, trying to figure out where I want to put this. I think we'll put it down over there. Now, you could, if you wanted, pop up the gnome also on the card. I am not going to, because it's stuck to my fingers. It's got plenty of texture. I must have glue everywhere. It has plenty of texture with the flowers and stuff here, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. But so I get that gnome fairly straight on here. What I do, I like to set it up like this, put the glue on, set it up, and then put it on, because like I said, otherwise I've had it where it's very crooked and I get very upset. So I'm not a perfectionist, but things have to be somewhat straight and look halfway decent, so that's how I do it. And I'm okay with it coming off a little bit on the side over here, because I have to make a bigger envelope for it anyway. And then, so it'll stand up, you just put this wherever you want it. It's got foam on the back. You can use a lot of different things to pop them up. I just usually use a little sentiment and try to get it somewhat centered on there and hold it for a moment so it doesn't move too far. That is my card. Try to get it. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit, so, or I guess not, it's not going to let me. Apologize. I'll put a final picture at the end too, but anyway, do want to thank you for joining me. Sorry, this is already bugging me. I'm going to leave it. It's on there already, so just there. I just had to get the top piece to straighten out a little bit. But anyway, thank you for joining me. You guys have an awesome day. Take care.